Sterling Report. You've seen their product everywhere. You may have even worn it yourself. And chances are your favorite sports star wears their product every single time they take to the field. But did you know that Stahls, the maker of numbers and names used on jerseys and clothing apparel, is a Macomb County company, and they've recently moved into Sterling Heights. Started in 1932, the family-owned and operated business has 18 facilities worldwide and has contracts with the NFL, Major League Baseball, the NHL, and the NBA, as well as Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. Stahls is responsible for heat presses and affixing logos, numbers, and names onto sports clothing, as well as clothing in the private sector. And it is not just the big-name athletes who wear the Stahls brands, as many youth leagues worldwide also use their product.
They're the heart of our company. I mean, when you take, big customers are nice for using names and things, and they're important to us, and they use a lot of our higher technology, but we have two different sales forces. One sells, if you want to call it, the larger companies or commercial manufacturers. Another deals with the typical reseller or realtor.
Stahls, who was previously located in St. Clair Shores, recently moved their world headquarters to Sterling Heights and are delighted to be here.
It was, well, look at the area, look at the building. And besides that, we're all very familiar with it. I went to high school maybe 3 miles from here. So it's a great area.
Mayor Taylor was on hand for the grand opening ceremony and is pleased that yet another worldwide company has decided to move to Sterling Heights.
Well, excited to have another business move here into Sterling Heights, and Stahls is a phenomenal business. They are outfitting all of the major sports uniforms that you see every time you turn on the TV, and all the way down to your AYSO and Little League Baseball uniforms. So a great company. World headquarters here in Sterling Heights, 2,000 employees worldwide and 170 here in Sterling Heights. We couldn't be happier.
Stahls was started in Ted Stahl's grandfather's garage and now enjoys this 51,000 square foot facility that employs 167 employees at their Sterling Heights location, with room for further expansion in the next few years. The County Dispatch Center, COMTEC, always trying to improve their service to residents, recently announced a major upgrade that will benefit everyone in the county. Communication in the north end of the county has not been great, and with these upgrades, 5 new towers will be raised, improving communication in factories and schools. A recent training exercise at Romeo High School exposed flaws in the system.
The thing that brought it to light was a recent, I guess if you will, training exercise we had where we were trying to showcase what we're doing with COMTEC here and the ability to infiltrate camera systems within some of the schools. Sheriff Wickersham, who could probably elaborate or talk a little bit more detail on it, had his SWAT team in a building in one of the Romeo school districts, and we come to find that it was very difficult to have contact or communicate with the officers that were in that building, yet we were watching them live right here from this communication center. We infiltrated the cameras and we're watching the cameras, could maneuver the cameras inside that building, but we couldn't talk to the officers to give them direction as to what to do and how to handle the scene that they were about to encounter. So we recognized, talking to Sean and those from our technical services, that yeah, this is a problem, it's a continued problem, but we need to enhance this.
Nearly $10 million are being invested in the system, with SIRSA, St. Clair Shores, Roseville, and East Point making their system more compatible, and the City of Warren, which will continue to run its own dispatch, but will now be on the county system. This would be a benefit to the county, because if something were to happen to COMTEC, the City of Warren Center will now serve as a backup to county operations.
As you well know, Sterling Heights is now dispatching out of this facility. And this will give them a backup at Warren, just like it kind of sandwiches you between the two largest dispatch centers in the region. I mean, this is going to be big and probably unparalleled. So, and you'll be right in between them, so it'll be very convenient for the city.
The $10 million upgrades is broken down with $1 million coming from grants, $2.4 million being spent by the City of Warren, and $6.2 million coming from the county's general fund.
How we were able to get to this is not by happen chance or happenstance. The county over the years, especially these past 5 years, has done an incredible job of fixing its financial situation. And by doing so, you're freeing up funding to start taking care of some of the areas that you need to fix. You're very well aware of some of the projects that are happening in the downtown campus, where we're actually going to upgrade facilities that really needed it. But in my opinion, there is nothing more important when it comes to people wanting to bring a business, wanting to live, people that want to raise a family, recreate, drive through, visit, than public safety. Public safety is the #1 thing that people need to invest in when it comes to government officials.
The 5 new Motorola towers will be placed in Washington, Bruce, Ray, and Macomb townships. And moving on, the Sterling Heights Community Foundation held its 3rd annual Putting on the Ritz Gala on Friday, November 20th. Partygoers arriving dressed to impress were treated to an incredible evening out at Villa Penna.
We're very proud to bring to the community again the annual Putting on the Ritz event. And the focus of this event is to recognize exemplary leaders in the Sterling Heights area that contribute to the community and make it a better place to live, raise a family, work, and do business.
The foundation presented its inaugural Richard J. Noddy Civic Service Leadership Award to Macomb County Executive Mark Hackle for the work he has done to strengthen the reputation of Macomb County as an incredible place to live and work.
I think that's the biggest honor, is being recognized for an award in Richard Noddy's name. Most people probably recognize it. If they don't, Richard and I were very good friends, and I say that because he was somewhat of a mentor to me. Getting into politics, boy, I really wasn't thinking about it until Richard approached me during a very challenging time in my life and said, "Hey, Mark, I don't know if you're considering it. People are talking about you thinking about running for sheriff, and I want to let you know I would be supportive of that." Not so much that he was going to be supporting and help me with it, but just the thought of a man who saw something in some young man that he barely knew and reached out and said, "Come here, I want to talk to you." That says a lot about somebody's leadership potential and their character. And he was the first person, a public official, that came to me and embraced me and said, "You know what, I see that you have what it takes to be a good leader within this county."
The evening's event, which was made possible with the help of several corporate sponsors, included dinner and music from the Swing Shift Orchestra, as well as a wide selection of auction items. Sterling Heights Mayor Taylor served as an honorary co-host and was excited to see the spotlight turned on the great works of the Sterling Heights Community Foundation.
Yeah, we always talk about having a great community in Sterling Heights, and it starts with having a great community foundation like this. So I'm happy to support the Community Foundation because they support Sterling Heights. They do tremendous work for the whole city. They give out scholarships to our students. They support local charities. They're actively involved in our community, and a night like this is a great night to help them give back to our community.
Proceeds from the event benefit the Community Foundation with a portion dedicated to the establishment of a charitable endowment in Mark Hackle's name. If you'd like to find out more about the Community Foundation, visit them online at sterlingheightscommunityfoundation.org. The Sterling Heights Fire Department, which is known for its dedication in training, recently helped some others with their training. For over 75 years, the Leaderdogs for the Blind have aided in giving the blind their new best friend. Through a large network of volunteers, the puppy raisers gain a future leader dog after about 4 to 5 weeks of age, and then they train them for the next 12 to 15 months.
Leaderdogs for the Blind in Rochester have been servicing blind people since 1938. I think it's the longest running organization in the country. They have issued over 14,000 dogs to blind people during that course of time, and every dog they issue is free to the person. It's all done on donations. There's no government money involved. They rely heavily on volunteers. I'm a volunteer. All these raisers are volunteers.
For over the past 20 years, puppy raisers have visited the Sterling Heights Fire Department for some of this training, so dogs can experience fire trucks and sirens, and to get used to firefighters with oxygen masks. The leader dogs also must experience walking on stairs of different surfaces, like the graded stairwell at the training tower at Fire Station number 5. Fire Chief Chris Martin explained why this was important.
Well, I think, when they get to do what they're doing for the rest of their lives, they might be leading a blind person or leading a handicapped person, and that blind person or somebody with a disability is relying on them. That's going to be them and the dog alone, and so the dog has to understand that fire trucks aren't going to scare them, or if they see a firefighter, it's not going to freak them out. So this is just one of the steps in the process for the dogs, just another learning environment for them. So for us, if we go on a scene with a dog, they're usually so well maintained that they're not an issue for us at all.
To learn more about the leader dogs for the blind, you can visit them online at leaderdog.org. And that's going to wrap up this edition of Sterling Report. Till next time, take care.